Hello, once again. I'm Jim Bory, and I'm one of the authors of From Peril to Light.
And I'm Alan Bory. I'm the other author.
So, this is the third video in a series about the book that we've written together. The first was about why we wrote the book, the second was how we wrote the book, how we wrote this together, especially since we were so far apart. This book's going to be about a set of twins writing a book about a set of twins. Since we are identical twins, we think we're pretty qualified to write about this. Um, to start, we probably should address the question of what is it like to be an identical twin? We were asked this question all the time growing up when we were together. I would often respond, what's it like not to be an identical twin? Because really, this is all we know, being together. I will say that it was pretty cool. What do you think, Alan?
Well, I would have used the word cool maybe decades ago. Right now, maybe I use awesome now, but I would also use amazing. I think that what you have to understand is, as many identical twins, Jim and I were very close growing up, and that was very helpful. Uh, we lived in many, many different locations. We moved quite often, and we changed schools almost every year until high school. So it was good to have a built-in friend, somebody who you knew. We were very defensive of each other, so that's really nice and helpful to know someone else has your back. And then, of course, that is the common terminology today. Uh, there were not. It's not without some difficulties or some challenges. Uh, People did tend to always ask the questions like, "Well, who's the faster? Who's the smarter?" Uh, and that was difficult. So it was nice at some point if we could develop our own individuality, our own identity. We were together uh, until until graduating from high school. And in fact, I think we figured that we never had spent a night in a separate house until we were like juniors in high school. Uh, then we did go separate ways to college. Jim stayed in Raleigh and went to MUU, which is otherwise known as NC State. And I went to Blue Heaven, which is known as University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. Uh, we did take this rivalry very seriously, but now that many decades have passed, it's not quite so intense, and we're supportive of each other's schools. So you can see that there's a special bond between twins, and there's a certain number of unique things that sometimes occur.
Totally. To give you one example, and this is pretty eerie, but we discovered through our conversation that for many years, we had two of the same dreams during this period. And what was even weirder or stranger is that we stopped having those dreams at about the same time. And now we're having another dream that's a common dream between us that's different than those dreams we had before. So that is really kind of strange for sure. So we do have the book has identical twins that are some of the main characters. And as you know from the previous video, if you saw this, I came up with a list of characters. And in that list of characters, there were two boys or young men. One was 19 and one was 20. And when Alan looked at this, he said, wow, let's make them identical twins. And I'm going, duh, why didn't I think of that? It was a brilliant idea. Thank you, Alan, for that.
You're welcome. So really, there's one step further. We're going to go by way of explanation, because Jim and I are not just identical twins, but what was called mirror twins. So I am right-handed, Jim's left-handed, and because I'm right-handed, the left side of my brain controls some of my thinking process, and Jim's the opposite. The right side of his brain controls, since he's left-handed. Uh, so there's things we used to, when we had hair, part our hair on different sides. I used to be able to just look at Jim and comb my hair because it was just like looking in a mirror. So we have some fun with this in the book, and we're not going to go any further to reveal that. But there are some things that I would write or Jim would write that would make each other laugh. We put them in there in part just to make each other laugh.
We hope it's not entirely an inside joke, because I think you'll see some of that humor. We think that the bond between twins is really a special bond. And I think it's a great idea that Alan had to do this. There is a special relationship. You can see in this book that identical twins have this great power of communication. And oftentimes it's not only a few words, sometimes it's not no words that are necessary for the twins to communicate. And we found that to be true. And we hope you think that the portraying of twins does really add to the book. We think it does. We hope you really enjoy that. For our next video, it's going to be a surprise. So you need to tune in next week and see what the next video number 4 in our series is about. Thank you all for listening.
Thank you.